Okay, so let's talk cars. Even if you really love your car, take meticulous care of it. There are always those little frustrations,
Oh,
like,
absolutely. Things that just kind of disrupt the whole driving experience.
yeah, like you go to start it, turn the key, and just silence. Or, the inside is always a bit of a mess, no matter what.
Crumbs, pet hair. Yeah.
Or that little bit of anxiety changing lanes, worrying about blind spots. Cars are central to our lives, but they definitely bring challenges.
They really do.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into something that might just help turn those annoyances around. We're looking at essential car gadgets and accessories.
Things that can genuinely make driving easier, safer,
hmm
maybe even give you some peace of mind.
Exactly. So our mission isn't just to list stuff. We want to unpack why these 10 items are actually impactful, like how they really change things up.
Beyond just the basic function, looking at the innovation behind them.
Right. We'll cover power, keeping things tidy, safety, the whole
Yeah.
range. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and what's interesting is how these aren't just, little conveniences. They actually represent a shift in how you can manage your own vehicle.
How so?
Well, it's about being proactive,
Right.
prepared, but it also just makes the whole experience better.
Absolutely. So kicking things off at number one, for that awful moment,
Yeah,
the dead battery. We're talking about a portable jump starter.
right. Like the NLCO Boost Plus.
Yeah, these look way better than the old clunky jumper cables where you needed another car.
Yeah.
But I've heard people wonder, are they actually powerful enough?
That's a fair question.
Like, can a little box really jump a truck? Or is it just for small cars? And what about safety? You don't want sparks flying?
Great points. And that's where the tech is pretty cool. See, unlike old cables needing another car's battery, these have their own powerful lithium-ion battery inside.
Okay.
The NOCO Boost Plus, for instance, pushes out 1,000 amps. That's plenty for most gas engines, even up to 6 liters, and diesel up to 3 liters.
Wow, okay.
Good
It's
one.
more than I thought.
And the safety part, the clamps are smart. They have spark-proof tech and reverse polarity protection,
Yep.
meaning
Yeah.
you basically can't hook it up wrong and cause a short circuit. It makes it super safe and easy for anyone. You don't need to be a mechanic.
Right.
So it's not just handy, it gives you independence. You don't need to wait for help.
That makes sense. Okay, so from power problems to, well, the constant battle inside the car, keeping it clean.
The crumbs, the dust.
Pet hair tumbleweeds under the seat. You know the drill. So, number two, a car vacuum cleaner, like the This Works model.
Yeah.
Now, I've always been a bit skeptical about these small vacuums. They sometimes feel like weak little dust busters.
Right, not much power.
Yeah.
Mm.
So what's actually different? What makes a car vacuum good for those really ground-in messes? Is it just suction power?
It's partly suction, sure. This works as good suction.
Yeah.
But it's also about the design.
Okay.
They're engineered with special nozzle attachments, and they're slim, so they can get into those really awkward spots in a car.
Like between the seats and the console.
Exactly. Or deep in the floor mats. And many have HEPA filters, too.
Which helps with...
Well, it's not just picking up the big stuff. It traps tiny dust particles, allergens, pet dander, stuff that affects air quality and can make the car smell kind of stale.
Ah, so it's cleaning and making the air better.
Pretty much. You're improving the whole environment inside, really.
Okay, moving on. Clean interior. Now let's talk power inside the car. Number three, keeping devices charged.
A modern necessity, right?
Totally,
Yeah.
especially on a road trip. A dead phone is more than inconvenient. It could be a safety issue. So the smart car charger, like the Anchor 2-port one.
Yep.
We all want fast charging, obviously, but does pushing all that power strain the phone battery over time? And what makes it smart anyway? Is it just speed?
Good question. It's actually about intelligent design.
Yeah.
Smart means the charger can identify your specific device
Uh-huh.
and deliver the optimal power for it, using tech like Power IQ. So it's not just raw speed, it's efficient speed.
Okay, efficient and safe.
Right.
Fully.
Exactly. They have built-in safety systems, guarding against overcharging, overheating, short circuits. It actually protects your phone's battery health long-term.
Ah, that's good to know.
And having 2 high-speed ports.
Yeah.
Lifesaver on a long trip. You and a passenger can charge phones, tablets, whatever, at the same time. Keeps everyone connected and navigated.
Right, no fighting over the charger.
It's smart power management, basically.
I sure
Speed good for your devices.
makes sense. Okay, devices charged, cars clean. What about the car itself? Specifically, tires.
Tire pressure, often overlooked.
Yeah, but it's so important, right, for safety, fuel economy. But finding a working air pump at a gas station can be such a hassle.
Tell me about it. They're often broken or inaccurate.
Which brings us to number four, the digital tire inflator. We're looking at the Astro AI model. Beyond just being convenient, what's the tech that makes these accurate and fast?
This is a real game changer for basic maintenance.
Yeah.
The Astro AI uses a precise digital gauge. You actually type in the PSI you want,
Oh,
and it has an auto shutoff. It stops exactly at that pressure. No more guessing, no risk of overinflating.
that's clever and fast.
Yeah, the motor's pretty efficient. Direct drive inflates a standard tire in just a few minutes.
So it's not just convenience.
No, not at all. It's about optimizing your tires. Better grip, better fuel efficiency, and they last longer because they wear evenly. You get direct control over a critical safety feature anytime you need it.
That's actually a really good point.
Yeah.
Okay, number 5. Oh, this one. I think everyone hates this. The gap.
The black hole between the seat and the console.
Yes. Where your phone goes, your keys, spare change, French fries. Never to be seen again.
Haha, yes. The abyss.
So the solution. The car seat gap organizer, or specifically the drop-stop seat gap filler.
Ah, the drop stop. Simple genius.
It seems almost too simple, though. Is there anything special about the design or the material? And do they actually look okay, or are they clunky?
It's a perfect example of a small thing making a big difference. The genius is the flexible material and the patented shape. It basically squishes to fit almost any gap perfectly, no matter the car. And it's designed to be sort of wedge-shaped, so once it's in, it blends right in, almost invisible.
Okay, so it doesn't look weird.
Not really. And its main job is just stopping stuff from falling down there,
Yeah.
which sounds minor, but think about it.
No more frantic searching while you're driving.
Exactly. Less distraction. It cuts out one of those little background stresses. It just adds up while you drive. Simple fix. Huge impact on your composure, really.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, speaking of things that cause stress and distraction,
Yeah.
number 6, blind spots.
Always a concern when changing lanes.
Definitely nerve-wracking. So, the fix. Adjustable blind spot mirrors. These little stick-on
A
ones.
classic solution.
Yeah, but some people find them distracting. Or they worry they mess with judging distance. Is there a right way to set them up, and have they gotten better over the years?
It's a valid point. Positioning is key. They're usually convex, right? Curved outwards.
Yeah.
So they give you a wider view than your standard mirror. The trick is to angle them so they show the area just next to what your main mirror sees. Don't overlap too much. You should barely see your own car in them.
Okay, so they extend the view, not just repeat it.
Exactly. And designs have improved. Many are frameless now, or really thin, so they don't clutter your view as much.
So they're less obtrusive.
Right. They basically give you a bit of that advanced driver assist tech visually. A safety net. They don't replace checking over your shoulder, of course.
Of course.
But for the confidence boost, they give you changing lanes. Totally worth it.
Makes sense. Okay, number 7. This is for people who like their car looking sharp. Protecting the paint.
Keeping that shine.
Right. But maybe you don't have time or budget for constant pro detailing. Enter ceramic coating spray, like the one from Chemical Guys.
Ah, ceramic coating. Big buzzword lately.
Yeah. But is this spray stuff actually like a real professional ceramic coat? Or is it just a glorified wax? What's the actual science? How does it protect better?
This is where a bit of chemistry comes in. These sprays contain SiO2 silicon dioxide polymers.
Okay.
When you spray it on, these polymers actually bond with your car's clear coat at a molecular level. It's not just sitting on top like wax, which wears off fast.
It's a stronger bond.
Much stronger. It creates this super hard, very hydrophobic layer. Hydrophobic meaning water, grime, it just beads up and rolls right off.
Makes washing easier, I bet.
Way easier. Plus, it gives much better UV protection than wax, preventing paint fading over years, not just months.
So it's not the full multi-year pro job, but
But it's a fantastic DIY option. Gives you that deep gloss and real durable protection against weather, minor scratches, UV rays. It's proactive paint care.
nice. Okay, let's get even more high-tech. Number 8 is about keeping your eyes where they belong on the road.
Minimizing distractions. Crucial.
Yeah. How often do you find yourself glancing down at your phone for directions or even just checking your speed?
Too often, probably.
Yeah.
Even a split second matter.
Exactly. So we're talking about a heads-up display, or HUD,
Like out of a fighter jet, yeah.
kinda, but how does that actually work? How does it project onto the windshield without blocking your view? And what about things like glare or different types of windshields?
It's clever optics, really. A tiny projector creates this virtual image that looks like it's floating out in front of the car near the hood.
So it's not actually on the glass.
It appears to be out further. The key thing is Your eyes don't have to refocus from the road down to the dash and back.
Ah, less eye strain and faster reaction.
Precisely. Reduces cognitive load.
Hmm.
Your gaze stays forward. Modern ones adjust brightness automatically, though, yeah, super bright direct sun can sometimes be a challenge.
And they work in most cars.
Most are universal. They plug into the OBD2 port for car data like speed or connect to your phone for navigation info. It's smart design focused purely on keeping your eyes up and aware.
Very cool. Okay, number 9. This one's for anyone whose trunk is, well, let's just say less than organized.
Uh-huh. The dumbing ground for everything.
Groceries rolling around, tools clanking, sports gear everywhere. The trunk organizer. Specifically, the Drive Auto one.
A must-have for sanity.
It seems simple, but what makes a good one stand out? Are there specific features or materials that actually make a difference, not just a flimsy box?
You hit it right there. Flimsy is the enemy. What makes the Drive Auto good is its sturdy construction.
Like reinforced sides.
Exactly. Rigid walls so it doesn't collapse. And a non-slip bottom so the whole thing doesn't slide around when you brake or turn. That's a huge annoyance with cheap ones.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Plus, they usually have multiple compartments, sometimes adjustable ones. You can actually organize stuff logically.
Yeah.
Groceries here, emergency kit there.
So it's not just about neatness.
Yeah, it's practical. Transforms chaos into useful zones. Safer, too, stops things from becoming projectiles in a sudden stop. Families and road trippers love these for a reason. It just brings order.
Okay, last but definitely not least, number 10. This is becoming almost standard equipment now, it feels like. The dash cam.
Your silent witness on the road.
We're highlighting the Rove R2 4K. Obviously great for recording accidents. But are there other, maybe surprising ways these are changing things? Legal stuff. Driving culture.
Oh yeah, it goes beyond just accidents. The Rove R2 4K, for example, records in super high detail, 4K.
Crystal clear.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Many have parking modes.
How does that work? When the car's off?
They use motion detection or G sensors. So if someone bumps your car in a parking lot or tries to break in or vandalize it,
The camera turns on?
exactly, wakes up and records the event, even when the car is parked and off. It basically turns your parked car into a security guard.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
It's huge. It's not just about your driving anymore. It can provide evidence for hit and runs, insurance claims, road rage. It's a deterrent, too. It fundamentally changes your car from being just a passive object into an active witness. Gives you an objective record.
That's a powerful shift. Okay, so what does this all mean? We've gone through 10 gadgets, seemingly small things, but when you add them up like we've discussed, they can genuinely make a big difference to your driving life, can't they?
Absolutely. It's about tackling those stress points head on.
Yeah, preventing the dead battery drama, keeping things cleaner, staying connected, and just feeling safer. It's convenience, preparation, and yeah, peace of mind.
It really reinforces that idea, doesn't it? That understanding these tools, applying them strategically, it makes driving less of a chore and more secure, more efficient, maybe even more enjoyable.
Yeah.
It shows that real value comes from these smart additions. They give you more control, more confidence. Each one adds this layer of modern readiness and comfort. It actually enhances your whole relationship with your car.
Right. And that brings us to our final thought for you listening, thinking about everything we've just unpacked. All the tech, the convenience, the safety.
Uh-huh.
Which single small upgrade from this list, knowing what you know now about how it works and what it really does, which one could make the biggest difference to your next drive? Or maybe prepare you best for something unexpected?
Good question to ponder.
Yeah. When you think about the real impact, the answer might actually surprise you.